I believe United midfield is a midfield that I believe over time, in the phases of the game, would be a midfield that will naturally change from being a double pivot to a single pivot. So I believe, we might start as a double pivot, but I believe when we start to dominate games, when we try to get to the levels we want to get to in the future, I believe in that 3-man midfield, it will just be a single pivot, and then we have 2 number 8s, right? 2 number 8s. And looking at the qualities that Kobe Mainoo brings and the fact that it's going to be a feature stay for this United side, I do not really see Tonali being that single pivot. For me, I know, yes, in Newcastle, he plays that sometimes you use Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes, and then you use Tonali. Yes, I've seen that. But for me, I just believe I want more than what Tonali will bring. So let me tell you why I believe Tonali can play in that number 6. Obviously, Tonali is a very simplistic player. One thing for me why I like him is the fact that there are certain positions on the pitch where I believe simple does it. Yeah. And I think that number 6 role is a role I believe that you always need in your squad a player on your team, a player that does it simple in that number 6 role. Simple in that number 6 role. In terms of the passes, letting the team play, releasing the ball, and releasing the ball quickly. And I think Tonali does that. In terms of Tonali is simplistic. And not just even in the position of number 6. I think in all parts of his game, he's simplistic. He does it quick. Receives the ball quick. If he's going to even play a diagonal pass, it's going to be quick. Everything about the guy, he makes it quick. And I think it's very, very good because he playing as a 6, for example, it would just be like in terms of releasing the ball quickly, it will be like this guy at Crystal Palace, right? That releases the ball, quick, right? That releases the ball quick. So for me, I believe Tonali would be very good in that side in terms of receiving the ball, maybe a tackle or interception, and then releasing the ball quick. But in terms of tackles and that number 6 rule, I do not really see, because when I look at the tackles for this season currently, and the fact that Tonali for a lot of games has played as a number 6 for Newcastle, the tackles he made, when I checked it, Tonali has the same number of tackles that Amad Diallo has and Mbeumo has. That shows me he's not an eye tackler of the ball. And I know, yes, for me, Newcastle is not a possession-based side. And when I say, okay, because he doesn't really have much work to do. No, they are not a possession-based side that have on the larger part of the possession, right?